Four teams arrived. Now only two remain on this side of the draw. Nepal, Bangladesh, a place in the final awaits. And on the other side, India stand ready with Bhutan their final obstacle. The path is narrowing, the moment getting closer. And the national stadium in Male now dressed for something bigger. The group stage is behind us, the margin for error gone. From here, every moment matters. Nepal arrive unbeaten and assured 7 points from 3 games, 2 wins, a draw. But more than the numbers, it's the manner. A team that has learned to win in different ways, to control when needed, and to endure when tested. 4 goals scored, just 2 conceded. A side that balances patience with purpose. There were moments even in victory where they were stretched, when questions were asked and each time they found an answer. That is what builds belief, and that is what shapes a tournament run. They have grown step by step, game by game. Yurjan Shrestha now guiding a side that has carried both control and composure.
आजको म्याच चाहिँ एकदम राम्रै हुन्छ हैन बंगलादेशको चाहिँ यहाँ अलिकति धेरै नै सपोर्ट देखिरहेको छु तर नेपाली फ्यानहरु पनि धेरै छन् हैन हामीलाई उनीहरुले पनि सपोर्ट गरिरहेछ किनभने हामी पहिला यो भन्दा पहिला मालदिभ्स यसको होम ग्राउन्ड सँग मालदिभ्ससँग पनि हामी फेस गरेर आएको हो त्यही भएर हामीलाई त्यो सपोर्टरले खास केही गर्दैन हामी आफ्नो बेस्ट गेम दिन्छौं थ्यांक यू
Bangladesh arrived differently, unbeaten but undeterred. A strong opening win over Pakistan followed by a measured, controlled draw against India. 3 goals scored, just 1 conceded. Numbers that reflect a team built not on flair alone, but on structure, on discipline, on clarity of role. And they may not have dominated the group, but they understood it. They managed moments, they stayed in games, and when the opportunity came, they took it. And Bangladesh have done exactly that. Now they step into a different stage where margins shrink and moments define, not unbeaten, but very much broken. Assistant coach Atikur Rahman spoke to us. Let's hear.
Yeah, definitely. The local Bangladeshi people are supporting us from the first match, so we're very happy and it feels like home. But to be honest, in semi-final, it will be a very tough match for us because Nepal already played 3 matches in the group stage. We played 2, so we try to watch their games as much as we can. They are a good side, but our boys are ready and give it all to win the game today.
Mark Cox, of course, suspended, but there is a quite confidence about Bangladesh, not loud, not overwhelming, but steady and growing. Because in tournament football, perfection is not required, only progression. No second chances, no recovery from mistakes. The air heavier now, because this is where tournaments change. In the tunnel, silence speaks louder. The noise of the stadium fades, replaced by something more intense. Focus sharpens, breathing steadies, and final glances exchanged, quiet words offered, because both sides know this is no longer about progression, it is about survival. Everything that has come before, the wins, the points, the performances, are now reduced to this one moment. Nepal composed, confident, carrying the weight of expectation, and Bangladesh measured, resolute, carrying the belief of possibility. Side by side, yet separated by what lies ahead. One path continues, the other ends here. And one step forward or the end. And now the walk awaits. Nepal against Bangladesh, a rivalry that has begun to tilt. 4 meetings in the SAFF U20 Championship. And it is Bangladesh who hold the edge with 2 wins to Nepal's 1 and a draw in between. But it is the most recent chapter that still echoes. 28th of August 2024 at the Anfa complex, the final, Bangladesh emphatic dominant, a 4-1 victory over Nepal, a result that didn't just win the title but shifted the balance of belief. It's going to be a high-octane clash here, a clash of titans. The two South Asian footballing giants will collide here. This is the first semi-final coming your way, only on the YouTube channel of Sportzworkz. Nepal against Bangladesh. The two flags are out. Jatinder Singh will be the man in charge. He will lead the way. Churchill Rana and Purba Wangchuk alongside him. Here's the FIFA flag. Will be followed by the teams after the SAFF. Strength in unity is the message. And now the teams, they walk. Nepal, Bangladesh, carrying hope, carrying expectation, and stepping into a moment that defines tournaments. Subhash Bam gonna be a very vital cog in the wheel this evening for Nepal. And Ronan Sullivan, can he steal the limelight this evening as well for Bangladesh? Standing not just as teams but as nations, and we rise for the national anthems. Nepal's journey so far has been one of control, of growth and of quiet authority, but these fans are ready to give them a deafening welcome on a foreign soil that feels so much like home. A sellout crowd here at the National Stadium Mole. What an incredible support for Bangladesh. Here is the Nepal bench. Is Yurjan Shrestha, the head coach, and the match in charge is Jatinder Singh, supported by Churchill Rana, Furba Wangchuk. Virendra Rai, of course, is the fourth official. The Nepal lineup comes here, just makes one change. Pemba Nurbu comes back in goal. Otherwise, they stick to what's worked. Subhash Bam key in attack, and John Bista important in the middle in a 4-3-3. And now the skippers to center. They'll step up for the toss of the coin. It's Mithu Chaudhary, the skipper of Bangladesh. And Nepal will be led by Dharbendra Kunwar. A face-to-face calm before the contest. A coin tossed, a decision made. A small moment that sets the stage for something far greater. Bangladesh make one change. Sunny Das comes in at right back. Ridwan drops to the bench and focus will be on Ronan Sullivan. 2 goals and an assist so far. They line up in a 4-3-3, matching Nepal's shape for shape. And this man received a red card against India in the last group game. We'll have to watch it from the stands. Now, Bangladesh's journey has been measured, composed and quietly effective. And they did not need to dominate, they need to deliver. An opening win over Pakistan built on patience, then precision. 2 goals in the second half, both from one man, Ronan Sullivan. A name that announced itself in moments. A brace that turned control into victory. And then against India, not a goal, but still an influence from a corner. A delivery, an assist that kept Bangladesh in the contest. He has been at the heart of their story. Not always visible, but always involved. And now, as the stage rises, the expectation around him is quite palpable. And Subhash Bam, twice the match winner, a player who has found the moment when it mattered the most. And within that journey, they did not rush, they did not panic. They built step by step, moment by moment. The first semi-final. We are ready to kickstart proceedings here. Nepal will be looking for revenge. Season before last, they lost to Bangladesh in the final of the SAFF U20 Championship.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And here we go. The first semi-final is underway. Nepal against Bangladesh. 90 minutes, maybe more, to decide who moves one step closer to the crown. And there is an added edge to the semi-final. A quite lingering tension, no extra time. If the score remains level after 90 minutes, the game will go straight to penalties. Which means there is no second chance, no extended opportunity to recover, no extra chapter to rewrite. Bangladesh, meanwhile, the flag went up. Murshid Ali. Just 90 minutes and then the ultimate test of nerve. And it really sharpens everything, every decision, every touch. And every moment will carry greater weight. One of composure, of courage, of conviction under the harshest spotlight. And if you talk about the two team shapes, Nepal are pretty much same from the Maldives game. Just Pemba Nurbu coming in between the sticks. No Bhakta Pariyar. A slight shift from Bangladesh in midfield with Kamal Mirza doubling up with Nazmul Faisal in an advanced role and Chandan Roy going to be the lone man in the engine room. A slightly proactive approach from Bangladesh. A 4-3-3 attacking, with Ronan Sullivan being the focal point, aided by Mohammad Manik on his left and Murshid Ali to his right. A floated delivery early on. Subhash Bab, first touch letting him down, was below par, and a surge for Bangladesh. Well defended, Prashant Mokhtar. Ronan Sullivan with the first time ball in. He went for the lob, who was looking for that run of Mohammad Manik from the left hand side. Bimba Nurbu had to intervene. Was a right idea, but just slightly falters in execution. A place in the final, that is the prize on offer this evening. And everything that has come before, the group stage battles, the accumulation of points, the steady building of rhythm, now recedes into the background, because this is the stage where tournaments truly begin to reveal themselves. Nepal have a free kick. It's Subhash Bab, the side top scorer. Can he set up a goal? And Nepal scored within the first 5 minutes in the opening game against Bhutan from a set piece that was inside the penalty area. And this one is from outside. Subhash Bam, deep delivery, chance for a header. Siddhant Khatka unable to get on the end of that. Here are the Nepal fans. A mood truly warmed up in the stands now. Got a decent purchase on it, Subhash Bam. A forward ball. Defensive work for Nishant Lajrawat. Siddhant Khatka and Prashant Mokhtar will marshal the defense. Nishan will operate from the right hand side on this game. Bijay keeps his place at left back. John Bista is the protective screen, with Ganesh Magar and Alex Shrestha will operate as free aids. Sujan Dangol is the target man up front. Subhash Bam and Dharmendra will look to provide width. Outnumbered, Subhash Bam. Recovery from him. Bangladesh, the ball retention so quick. A tickle around the back, free kick for the Bengal Tigers. There are no second chances here, no safety net, no recovery route. One performance, one outcome, and the journey either continues or comes to an abrupt and unforgiving end. A decent weight on it. Yunus Bam. Can he get the better of his marker? Double teamed. A support from Bijay. Prashant Mokhtar. Alex Shrestha. John Bista. A false shot of his teammate. Taken off Sullivan's feet. His brother Quinn Sullivan, a very renowned player, one of the brightest prospects of American football. Now Bangladesh, Murshid Ali cuts it back, chance for a corner. Nazmul Faisal puts it wide and tried to bend it, but couldn't make proper contact with the ball. There you go. Murshid Ali running at the Nepal defense. Had to stretch John Bista. A quick cut back right on the edge. And on the turn, Nazmul Faisal drags it wide. Alex Sveshta in a midfield tussle with Kamal Mirza. Shifting it on the left flank. Here is Baum, and he keeps going. Subhash Baum tries for that layoff, and nicely cut off by the Bangladesh defense. Very aware of his surroundings, Mithu Chaudhary. Now the Bangladesh skipper putting it out of the danger zone, and now Sullivan with the forward ball. Straight to the keeper, Pemba Nurbu. Makes a return after being left out in the last game. It's Sunny. Goes for the diagonal. Well protected. Mithu Chaudhary deals with it somehow. It's still bobbing in outside the area. Cleared by quite a few yards inside the opposition's box. Ronan Sullivan pinned by Siddhant Khatka and Prashant Mokhtar. Nishan Rajlawat scored that late equalizer against Maldives. That was from Baum's free kick. Both Sullivan and Subhash Baum with a couple of goals and an assist for their respective teams. And the tension will eventually trudge up in the technical area as well. And now backtracking. Sheikh Shangram. Help from his defensive partner Mithu Chaudhary. Sheikh Shangram. Murshid Ali. Clever from Bangladesh. A slightly heavy touch and done. And now it's been stolen away. John Bista. And this battle is very interesting between the two number 8s. That is something what might define the course. Both sides have controlled when required, endured when necessary, and adapted when challenged. Bangladesh, they traveled a slightly different road. Not flawless, but composed, disciplined, and tactically assured. They have understood the demands of each game and responded with clarity. The two teams shaped by different journeys, now converging at the same decisive moment. And every tournament really produces individuals who rise at the right time. Subhash Baum, Sujan Dangol, Alex Sveshta. They can arrive when the game demands a moment of clarity. Bangladesh have a corner for themselves. Look at the numbers. Not a single seat left empty. A set piece variation. That's tossed up nicely. And Bangladesh, they score. What a brilliant header at the back post. And the crowd erupts. And they erupts in jubilation. From defense to destiny. Mohammad Manik, 9 on his back. Striker's instinct in his veins. And Bangladesh, they take the lead. A set piece masterclass, a training ground routine, beautifully clipped towards the back post. And Mohammad Manik makes the best use of his height. There was a quality ball in. Look at that from Murshid Ali. And he was the fox in the box. Mohammad Manik delivers on a big stage. Lovely combination play. Even the goal against India came from a well-planned corner. We saw another glimpse of how Bangladesh can be dangerous from the set pieces. Here they come once more. Open chance. Ronan Sullivan! That won't count. Could you believe it? Crazy scenes here. 117K watching this already on our platform. What a breakneck beginning. This game never fails to live up to its billing. The ball is stolen in a great area. Ronan Sullivan. He gets the return. Ronan Sullivan puts it into a dangerous area. Scraped out by Nepal. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll bring you the final as well on 3rd of April. India to take on Bhutan next. Action-packed weekend. The SAFF football at its very best. That was too high. That was a lovely work from Mohammad Mitu. Went all the way by himself and then puts in a good ball across, sells one dummy to the keeper, Ronan Sullivan. Cool as a cucumber. Beats the keeper, the flag went up. Pouring forward Bangladesh. Quite an aggressive start. Want to put the game to bed itself. Attack too high. Hooked away by Dharmendra Kunwar. Bangladesh are getting a winning those second balls. But they overload the right flank. Ronan Sullivan. Ronan Sullivan. Beautiful ball sent in. Retrieved at the far side, Shongram. Shongram's cross. An acrobatic collection. Bemba Nurbu. Good stuff from the goalkeeper. Under tremendous pressure in the first quarter itself. A bright start rewarded. 15 minutes written and already a telling line in Bangladesh colours. They've set the tone and now Nepal must respond. Early goal, early control, but plenty of time for the story to turn. This promises to be a contest of intelligence as much as intensity. Nepal are structured and disciplined, but that defensive resilience broken early. Third time they let in a goal. Won it in the advanced area, chance for to shoot, and now Subhash Bam. Ismail Mahin with a lovely save. A response was on the cards, but had a chance to go for the chip. Closed down Sunny from behind and then gets the return. Went for the shot, took a deflection and fell kindly for Subhash Bam, who went for placement. Ismail Mahin. was called into action. This is where Bangladesh needs to be careful. Bangladesh, the mirror organization with a slightly more direct edge, particularly when transitioning from defense to attack. This is how Ronald Sullivan, foiled by that challenge. Across from deep, the header! Just wide. Nazmul Faisal for the second time getting closer. And Nepal mustn't have expected this kind of a start. Look at the gap between the two defenders, between the two red shirts. Under no compulsion gets the header away. Nazmul Faisal couldn't divert it goalwards. Living life on the edge, Nepal. The early goal has shaped the game but not settled it. Nepal looking to find their rhythm again. They'll certainly try to slow things down and make the best use of this free kick. There was a flick on, collected by Dharbendra Kunwar. Those white shirts quickly converge onto the ball. Ronan Sullivan. The first touch, impoverished. The possession is back with Nepal. Helps it on, Dharbendra Kunwar. Sujan Dangal. Unable to take the ball under control. Nepal still have a throw-in. The Sheikh Sangram surprised. Nishan with a long throw. Ismail Mahin, confident. And these fleeting transitional moments, when structure briefly gave us way to opportunity, and this may not be a game of sustained pressure, but rather one of precision and well-timed execution. This is unlikely to be a game that bursts into life, but it has. The stakes are simply too high. They've started this being on the front foot. Murshid. Sullivan chested down. Sets up for a shot. Will he get the return? Chance for a header! Good save from the keeper. Brilliant. Pemba Nurbu denies Faisal. Faisal, he cannot score. The chances continue to present itself. The number 10 getting into scoring positions, but the rub of the green not going his way. Pemba Nurbu pulled off a stunning save. The scoreline still remains 0-1. Bangladesh are leading via Mohammad Manik's goal. Time and space afforded. Tried to stay on his feet. Nishan Lajrawat has won a free kick. A late challenge and right foot extended from Shangram. Subhash Bam. An opportunity to test Bangladesh. Players gather, anticipation builds, this could be important. In games like this, set pieces can shift the momentum. Subhash Bam was quite promising with that previous free kick, which almost found Siddhant Khatka. The number 3 couldn't connect. Murshid Ali delivered a glorious cross, just sting towards the back post. Just had to guide it goalwards. Was a diving attempt from Mohammad Manik. He's got a tall frame and made the best use of it. This is where pressure begins to influence behavior. These are young players, but the occasion does not diminish because of age. Nazmul Faisal tried to thread it through. Bijay should clear. Deal taking his time on the ball. No conviction in the clearance. Bangladesh come back once more. Sunny. He holds on. Ball delivered. Another wave developing. Sheikh Sangram puts in a decent cross. Away to safety. Alex Reshta. He can travel. And he meets Subhash Bam on the far left. Subhash Bam surrounded by 3 white shirts, but he keeps going, cuts inside, comes central, and tees up Dharmendra Kunwar, but the return didn't reach him. And the release quite poor from the Nepal's captain. $130K watching this. Thanks for all your blessings. Thanks for your support. It's been quite an incredible tournament. And these two teams this evening are expected to put on a show. In case you are new here watching it for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. You will receive more such contents from the South Asian football in the future as well. The decision making becomes sharper or shakier. Murshid Ali did well to hold his nerves. The composure becomes a defining trait, and the ability to remain clear in thought under emotional strain may well determine the outcome. The fans are not happy, are up in arms. Oh, you can see now the fans are getting agitated. Not a good sign. Play stopped for the time being. And this is why the referee pauses play, and rightly so. This cannot be part of the game. A moment that breaks the rhythm for all wrong reasons. As security will need to step in. This has to be dealt with quickly. Emotions running high, but this crosses the line. This was the incident. Was demanding for a throw-in. Bangladesh given as a Nepal throw, which is why the disagreement in the gallery. Here is Subhash Bam. Subhash Bam Thakuri, near post delivery. Well planned. And the flick on came in from the near post. And yet again Siddharth Khaka. It just had to connect. Here is once again planned. Went slightly off his reach. A quiet and hostile crowd here. Into the 28th minute. Nepal still searching for a way back. Bangladesh standing firm. There was a challenge from behind by Sunny. Prashant Mokhtan. Whipped in by Prashant. A floated delivery runs straight to Ismail Mahin. They kept a clean sheet against Pakistan. Pema Nurbu though kept a clean sheet against Sri Lanka in the second group game, which they won by a solitary goal. Dispossessed. Between the lines, that's smart from Bangladesh. Sullivan far ahead of the number 12. And as the game progresses, the rhythm is slightly shifting. And Mark Cox must have said the right things in the training last evening. Quite an eruption from Bangladesh in the first quarter. They created 3 goal-scoring opportunities. Ronan Sullivan's strike denied for offside. And at that point, Nepal looked on tenterhooks. This is a game of small margins. One breakthrough and the entire color changes. Murshid drags it out wide, a lazy elegance, somewhat bought that corner. It's drinks break. The 30 minutes played and we pause for the drinks break. And this was the goal. Those 3 combine, a dink towards the back post. And Mohammad Manik was the fox in the box. Beautiful headed goal from the number 9. A classy finish. He's been featuring quite regularly for PWSC in the BPL this season. For Bangladesh, a chance to consolidate and protect what they built. And for Nepal, a moment to reset and find a response. An opportunity for both benches to intervene in small changes that could shape what follows. And the pause is brief, but the purpose remains. This is not merely about reaching a final. It is about validation, about confirming the journey, about stepping into a moment that defines a tournament. For one team, that path continues. For the other, it will end right here. That is the stark beauty and cruelty of knockout football. Ronan Sullivan, can he produce another moment of magic from a corner? He did it once already against the champions India. Ronan Sullivan opting for height, finds his teammate Murshid, not allowed to deliver the cross. Oh, that's towards the far post, unable to keep it in play. He was interested, Mohammad Manik. Plays at right back and also a fill-in at centre back. Plays his club football for Machindra in the domestic league. A bit of urgency required for Nepal. It's Prashant Mokhtan. Lofted pass. Sheikh Shogaram. Easy pickings for him. Nishan Raj Lawat. There's no offside from a throw-in. Dharmendra Kunwar went in tight at him, but Bangladesh, they come away clean. Ronan Sullivan onto his strong right side. Dislodged. He concedes possession. Here is the Nepalese number 10, Subhash Bam. Chipped inside. The offside flag is up. A change as well. Bigyan Khatka comes on for Ganesh Dul Magar. Bigyan Khatka, an out-and-out winger. You might see Subhash Bam take up a bit of a central role with this move. Does that mean Dharmendra Kunwar will also fall back to accommodate Bigyan Khatka on the right-hand side? Remains to be seen. That's the confirmation. There's the change. Bigyan Khatka. Ganesh Magar is off. Nepal just looking for that one moment to bring them level. 36 minutes written and the balance still leans one way. And at this stage, it's patience versus protection. Murshid Ali rolls it through the gap. Stepping in at the right time. Pemba Nudbu saw the gap and puts it through. This tournament has unfolded with a quite intensity and not always predictable, not always straightforward, but always competitive. Goals at key moments, games decided late, and stories shaped by resilience as much as flair. From dramatic turnarounds to narrow margins, each match has added a new layer. And now First semi-final, what remains are the two teams who have not just played but learned, adapted and endured. The atmosphere is still buzzing. Khatka. A quick passing, this is good. This is promising from Nepal, beautiful football. The touch was heavy. Dharmendra Kunwar snatched away from him. And now Bangladesh on the counter. Searching ball, Ronan Sullivan. Is he on? The flag stayed down. Sullivan with that switch over. Great accuracy. Sunny. Someone got to close him down. Finding so much time and space on the ball into the wide areas. And that is where Bangladesh proved their credentials. Oh, what a hit! Opened up his body. Murshid Ali, a creator once, tried to be the goal scorer on this occasion. Took it on his left, shrugs off the challenge. But that's poor, scuffed. Vigyan Khatka. His first involvement was a giveaway. Chandan Roy. Bangladesh trying to stretch the opponents, making the good use of the pitch. Mithu Chaudhary. Hopeful ball forward. A cutout by Nishan. And this time they come from the left-hand side. Here's the goal scorer Mohammad Manik, stopped on his tracks by Nishan. Good first-time tackle. You've got to rely on standing tackles at this point. You can't afford to commit yourself against this Bangladesh side who've got pace to exploit the gap in behind the defense. Siddhant Khatka, Nishan Lajrawat taking care of the right-hand side. Prashant Mokhtan and Bijay try to double up on the left. But both the flanks been quite active for Bangladesh. Murshid Ali from the right and Mohammad Manik from the left. His physicality always a threat for the opposition. The stories shaped by resilience as much as flair. From dramatic turnarounds to narrow margins, each match has added a new layer. And beyond the results, beyond the scorelines, there is something deeper at play. This tournament is a window, a chance for these young players to step forward, to be seen, to be tested, to be shaped. For many, this is not just a game, it is a beginning. A first step into something bigger, where performances here can define futures ahead. Because youth football is not just about today, it's about to what tomorrow might hold. The game still alive now, stretched, uncertain, waiting for its next moment. And Nepal searching with urgency, hoping to find a way back before half-time. Is on the overlap, won't get there. Lawat. "42 minutes written, and the balance trembles but does not yet break. He will have to come out, takes no risks, kept it simple, Pemba Nurbu. And around the stadium, really the colors tell their own story. A sea of green and red voices rising, drums echoing. The Bangladesh fans have travelled in numbers and in belief, and their presence felt not just in sounds but in spirit as well. And every chant, every wave of flag, a reminder this is never just about 11 on the pitch. Good looking ball. The keeper spilled it. There will be a foul. Penalized for committing a foul on Pemba Nurbu. And here is the replay. Nazmul Faisal left it for Sunny. It was a good looking ball. The keeper rushes out and fouled by Ronan Sullivan. Sujan Dangol. Important to win those individual battles. Just a minute of regulation time left in the first half, and we edge towards Bangladesh still in front. Nepal still looking for that late response. The Bangla Tigers in the driver's seat. For Nepal, wind knocked out of their sails. They could have went down by 3 goals, given the chances Bangladesh have produced in the first half. Kudos to Pemba Nurbu and his heroic goalkeeping.
There will be 3 minutes of added time.
3 minutes added on, 180 seconds. Time enough for a twist before the lemon break. The half refuses to close just yet. Bangladesh, they keep building pressure. Good layoff on the overlap. And out of Mohammad Manik's reach. They'll regroup Bangladesh. Sheikh Shongram with a tasty ball. They headed away. They will try to protect Subhash Bam. Try to turn his man. A foul committed. Has been kept at check. Bangladesh have studied him. That was the plan, to minimize the threat of Subhash Bam. To make sure he doesn't find spaces. And every time the number 10 got to the ball, you saw 3 white shirts closing him down and cutting off the nearby passing channels as well. Ganesh Magar had to be taken off to add more pace on the wings, which is why Bigyan Khatka brought on. But that plan still didn't work. Bangladesh are maintaining their discipline. A set piece utilization gonna be crucial, gonna be key. We saw a variation from set piece early in the game, which resulted into the goal. A couple of times Subhash Bam troubled Bangladesh. Once from a corner, another from a free kick, and in both the occasions Siddhant Khatka unable to time his jump to perfection. Sujan Dangal wins a free kick. And other fans are on the edge of their seats. They'll cheer. Anticipation rising. This is significant. Free kick for Nepal late in the first half. And in games like this, one delivery can change everything. All eyes fixed. Subhash Bam. Will he be third time lucky? Subhash Bam's free kick. Will it be a corner? Looks like the referee has given it. Yes, he has. Jatinder Singh. It's a corner for Nepal. And now they've got their foot on the pedal. A short corner. Can they give Bangladesh a taste of their own medicine? Easily thought it out, and there goes the half-time whistle. Bangladesh lead by a single significant goal. An early strike from Mohammad Manik, and a lead that has been protected with discipline and control. A half that began with intent and grew into tension and now pauses with Bangladesh ahead. And Nepal have searched, have probed, but not yet found the answers. One goal, one difference, one story still unfolding. Half-time here at the National Stadium, Mole. It's Bangladesh 1, Nepal 0. Plenty to reflect on and everything still to play for.
You are requested not to leave your designated seating and stadium, as you will not be able to re-enter the stadium with a used ticket. For your convenience,
We'll show you the highlights of this intense clash, the first semi-final between Nepal and Bangladesh. SAFF U20 Championship 2026. And this is how the game shaped up. Both the teams starting with a 4-3-3. But Bangladesh were in the front foot right from the word go. The irked early questions via Murshid Ali. This was Nazmul Faisal with the early try at the first action of the game, and they managed to hurt Nepal from this free kick, cleverly threaded through. A dink at the back post, and Mohammad Manik glides it home for Bangladesh. His presence always been a thorn in the flesh for the opposition inside the penalty area. And that bleeds Nepal. This could have been the second, but Ronan Sullivan was flagged off. Assistant referee Purba rose the flag for offside, and then Ronan Sullivan drifting out wide. That cross at too much height, which was recovered by Sheikh Shongram, but heroic stuff from Pema Nurbu. Gathers it up quite nicely. And then a steal from Nepal, attempt for a shot, fell kindly for Subhash Bam. But Ismail Mahin goes down just on time, denies the number 10, and was Nepal's only chance to get a goal, and a couple of close moments from free kicks. And this course found Nazmul Fazal empty. The header wasn't on target. Surge after surge. This was the save from Pema Nurbu. And for the third time, Nazmul Fazal was denied. This was a corner from Subhash Bam, which could have been turned in by Siddhant Khatka. Couldn't hit the target. The pressure was telling on the Gorkha boys. And then this hit from Murshid Ali was wayward. Bangladesh could have been up by multiple goals in the first half. This was the last piece of action of this half. And Bangladesh defense, they come out with flying colors at the end of the first 45. A lot to play for. We'll return soon. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We are back. The players return, and so does the purpose. A first half that moved at breakneck speed, driven by Bangladesh. They dominated large spells, set the tempo, and asked the early questions. And Ronan Sullivan thought he had his moment, only to be denied by the flag. And Nepal had their glimpses, mostly from set pieces. Fleeting opportunities rather than sustained pressure. And when it truly mattered, Mahin was called into action. Alert, assured, decisive. And then Nazmul Faisal. 3 chances, 3 invitations, but the finishing just missing. A performance full of promise, yet incomplete. And so Bangladesh lead, but not by comfort. Because a single goal in a game like this, and it's never a guarantee. For Nepal, urgency must now replace patience. And for Bangladesh, control must become conviction. And now the kickoff is just a few seconds away. Jatinder Singh is ready. The whistle blown, the noise rises, and the second half is underway, with Bangladesh ahead and the final still within reach. An early foul. Over enthusiastic. Sometimes the youthful exuberance got to be guided by shoulders of maturity. A shoulder butt from Subhash Bab. Sunny. Given a start ahead of Ridwan. And Ridwan did play the last 2 games, group games against Pakistan and India. The both South Asian derbies. Bangladesh and Nepal both unbeaten in the tournament. Prashad Mokhtar, no chance taken. And Nepal have managed to score only 1 goal in the second half. And out of the total 4, 3 of them have come in the first 45. Bangladesh are more of a second half side. They've scored a couple of goals in the second 45. And Nepal have conceded as well in the second half. It seems like Bangladesh have hit the purple patch. And the Bengal Tigers led the first half but didn't finish it. They created enough to be out of sight, but it kept Nepal alive. Game management and finishing very key. 3 opportunities wasted by Nazmul Faisal. None taken, and in knockout football that can come back to haunt you. Let's see, does he respond or fade? And Nepal haven't created much in open play, but from dead balls they've looked dangerous. A free kick and corners, always a lifeline. Now the Bangladesh keeper just tested once in the first 45. When called upon, he delivered. Not busy, but important. There is a question, can he stay switched on if pressure rises? A goal's lead is never safe, especially in a semi-final. Bangladesh protect or push. Nepal they chase or stay composed. Next goal, it doesn't just change the scoreline, it changed the psychology. 2-0, more control for Bangladesh, 1-1. Then starts the chaos. Ronan Sullivan manages to buy a corner. No extra time factor, just a reminder to our viewers. No safety net, and if it stays level, straight to penalties. The game is poised, but not yet decided. But the next goal could. Murshid Ali goes low. Another bite on the cherry. Murshid, there's that dink at the back post. Misjudged the flight of the ball yet again. Pemba Nurbu. But good defending at the back post on this occasion from Nepal. In some problem. He's complaining for an elbow. Nepal and Bangladesh, two nations that continue to shape the story of football in the South Asian region. The game shimmering, waiting for its next spark. And Nepal with its history of resilience, a nation where football is played with heart, with identity, with pride. And producing teams that compete beyond nation. And Bangladesh, a country where passion for the game runs deep. A player down, concern for Bangladesh, and understandably so. There's a pause. One of them in some discomfort as the goal scorer Mohammad Manik. The stretcher called on, and this will take a moment. A few of them warming up. Let's hope it's nothing serious. The game waits, but concern comes first. Been stretchered off, Mohammad Manik. And a change for Bangladesh. Joy Ahmed will come on for Manik.
Jersey number 9, MD Manik replaced by jersey number 17, MD Joy Ahmed.
Joy Ahmed replaces Mohammad Manik. Bangladesh, their number 9, forced off through injury. And the man who leads the line now leaves it. A disappointing end to his evening. He gave what he could. This will force a rethink for Bangladesh, losing their focal point in attack. Football culture growing, evolving, beginning to translate belief into performance. And together they represent more than just two teams this evening. But here comes a chance. Murshid blocked off by Nepal. Bangladesh will reset themselves from the left corner of the penalty area. They lost track. And now running down the line, Nepal takes a tumble, will be a free kick. And a yellow card brandished by Jatinder Singh. Alik Shrestha challenged from behind. A right call from Jatinder. There you go. There's that tackle. Sheikh Shongram was out of position. Nepal win it in a promising area. An opportunity to test Bangladesh once more. Players assemble, tension rise. This could be significant. Nishan delivers. A chance to shoot. Appeals of handball. Turned away. And now chance to launch a counter. Here comes Bangladesh. Wide on the far left. Good looking ball in. Couldn't really connect. On rushing Joy Ahmed, who went with his side foot. And it was always a difficult technique. The transition so quick. The confirmation of the booking for Sheikh Shongram. And a move developing. Again out wide. One dummy making inroad. A layoff. Heavy touch from Nazmul Faisal. And the move breaks down. Bangladesh have hit the nail on the head. Nicely intercepted. Prashad Mokhtar. The play stopped. Might be a player lying down injured. The referee seeks for medical intervention. 56 minutes, Bangladesh begin to turn the screw. Pressure building from them. Yet again another Bangladesh player brought down. They're drawing the challenges. These fans are ecstatic. They are pinning Nepal back. Sustaining attacks, winning second balls. This is a dangerous phase. Something feels close. And these fans, they know it's not over yet. Just a matter of goal. Might be just a step away from getting there. And as long as it stays 1-0, the game is well within reach. The play resumes. Closing down from the front, Bangla Tigers. Can they roar? Can they find the insurance goal? Linking up nicely. Intricate passing. Holds on to the ball a bit too long. And that allows Nepal to clear. Both these teams, they represent the future of South Asian football. The other two semi-finalists also watching this. Bhutan and India, they lock horns next in the second semi-final. Bijay, a lunging effort. Sunny with that push. Soft foul conceded. Bigyan Khatka down on the deck. Free kick for Nepal. There was a nudge from behind by Sunny Das. We'll have a look at the replay. There you go. That hand came out, which is why the referee blown the whistle. And had he went for that shoulder barge, could have gotten away with it, but the moment the hand comes out, all those intangible aspects the referees take count of. A big Khatka! That was so close! Right onto the roof. That was dipping in. It looked like a testing time for Bangladesh. Just slightly over. We've touched the hour mark at the National Football Stadium. It's Nepal 0, Bangladesh 1. Mohammad Manik scored the only goal early in the first half, and that continues to be the difference maker between the two teams, with regulation time of still about half an hour's play left. Nepal are managing to win free kicks inside their territory. And now it becomes test of nerve and decision making under pressure. They got to make one of them count. Prashant Mokhtan. It comes out to a red shirt. A disappointing hit in the end. Alex Shrestha took it onto his left foot. Anubhav Puri did start the last game, but he lacked that control in the middle of the park. I couldn't show that guile, which is why Yurjan Shrestha had to turn back to Alex Shrestha. Bijay. Prashant Mokhtan. It's on to the goalkeeper, Pemba Nodbu. Was kept on his toes throughout the first 45. To make a comeback into this, they got to burn the midnight oil here. They got to work their socks off. And in moments of adversity arrive leaders and heroes. One of them got to step up for Nepal. Subhash. Plays that 1-2, but that didn't work out. Bangladesh very assured, hasn't put a foot wrong in defense. They're looking for 3 finals in a row. 2024, the SAFF U20 Championship. They played the final, they won it. In the under-19s, they played the final as well. Held last year. They lost to India in the penalty shootout. And this season, they're heading into another final. They still cling to that narrow lead. The balance trembles but does not yet break. They got to up their ante. Defending in 2 banks of 4, Bangladesh. Ronan Sullivan in between the 2 centre-backs, trying to unsettle them. This is much better. This could open up. Subhash Bam sets it up. Drifting slightly wide. And the Bangladesh, they quickly close down the crossing angles. Are compelled to play it back. Forced out of the area. Defending with grit and determination. Prashant Mokhtar. Alex Fexture. Again, the stretcher had to be brought on.
Substitution for Nepal. Jersey number 14, Darbender Kumar, replaced by jersey number 17, Anubhav Puri.
Nishan. Prepares for a long throw, speared in and took it on the bounce, took it well in the end. Ismail Mahin. And goes direct. Ronan Sullivan is present. Couldn't touch it, but hot on the heels of Prashant Mokhtar. Mohammad Mithu Chaudhary. Was there a touch? Jatinder Singh looks away. Slightly erratic this game. Bangladesh holding their shape pretty well, but feeling the weight of the moment. That was Chandan Roy, or is it Sunny, the right back? We have seen players go down with summer being at. The players tend to drain out in these conditions. Never easy, with matches coming thick and fast, the schedule so tight. No breathing space. Samuel Raksham is the new player.
Substitution for Bangladesh.
Another winger from Basundhara Kings. And Abdul Fahim is also on, who scored that equalizing goal against India from Ronan Sullivan's corner. Sunny Das is off. Mohammad Abdul Fahim comes on. And Nazmul Faisal replaced by Samuel Raksham. A like-for-like changes, fresh pair of legs injected. It seems like Bangladesh have decided to take their foot off the gas and rely on positional counters. The 70 minutes almost written, and the story stands on the brink of the next chapter. Bursting inside the box. Good shielding. Murshid Ali was breathing down the neck of Prashant. Beautiful challenge to put him off. Mithu Chaudhary with a diagonal covering, stepped across. Subhash Bam drawing players towards him, and that's what he does. That's what all the elite number 10s do across the globe. They drags players towards them and to create open space for his teammates. Bangladesh are now taking their time. A back header. Murshid Ali miscalculates the bounce. Gets deceived slightly. And that awkward bounce also took a toll. The game tightening. Every pass, every touch now heavily with consequence. Bangladesh digging in. Nepal pushing with certain desperation, sensing time beginning to slip. Dhanabendra, another captain's armband, is back with Subhash Bam. Vijay. The centre backs look to split. Now the crowd have woken up yet again with those Bangladesh chants. And now stepping in, Nepal tried to shift through the gears. Sheikh Shogam timed his tackle to perfection. Ronan Sullivan brings it down. Now into space. Joy Ahmed. And the cross was below knee level. It makes it comfortable for the defender to clear their lines. Difficult to win the physical battle against Mohammad Mitu Chaudhary. Can he produce another late goal for his side, like the previous game against Maldives? Tried to play it onto the path of Shogram, who is on the burst. He's got the guile. He needs a helping hand, and he finds one. Now he'll hold up play, waiting for his teammates. That's cut off nicely. A chance for a break. Dispossessed. Wins it clean, Bangladesh. Ronan Sullivan sells one dummy past one, holds off a couple, sets up for a cross, in it comes, completely overcooked. The 75 minutes played, and we pause once more for a drinks break. The final quarter interrupted, but the tension very much alive. Bangladesh still lead, but only just. The bodies pause, the minds race. A moment to gather, to reset for one final push. For Bangladesh, a chance to breathe and hold on to what they've built. Now both the coaches now, both the benches will make the final adjustments. The pause is brief, but the stakes are not. Now the game has entered the last quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the total attendance for this match is 3,910. Thank you all for coming.
3,910 is the total attendance, close to 4,000. That's indeed a very good number, given the capacity here at the National Stadium. And if it's India versus Bangladesh in the final, we expect the number to cross 4K. In that case, the organizers might have to release more tickets. There will be huge praise if it's Bangladesh versus India in the final. But you simply cannot write off Nepal. They still have a chance. There is still time to mount a comeback. This is where the resistance will be tested. Nepal looking to go forward with all guns blazing. Can he get in behind goal? Good defensive Bangladesh. Anywhere will do for the Bangla Tigers now. Just give away. Went off balance, but how manages to recover his composure. Plays it to the left hand side. Ball whipped in with a lot of pace. And now retrieved by Joy Ahmed. Joy Ahmed takes it with his left foot. A header for clearance. Knocking the door, Bangladesh. Sheikh Shongram. Foot on the pedal. Good looking ball. Can he turn? Can he get the shot away? Somehow Nepal, they managed to survive. Just 10 minutes of regulation time left. This was the last chance. As Samuel Raksham went down. The game hangs on a knife edge. A test of hurts. This is where heroes emerge. With 81 minutes written, the story stands on the brink of its conclusion. And now it's about composure. Now it's about courage and clarity in chaos. One moment could still change it all. Will this be the one? Bangladesh rock solid in defense. In this battle of supremacy, will there be a redemption? Will there be a late comeback? We've seen stories tilt at the SAFF U20 Championship 2026. It's been full of drama. Right from the start, Sri Lanka versus Maldives, Bangladesh versus India in the group stage, Nepal versus Maldives in the group stage.
Double substitution for Nepal.
Nishan Raj is off. Shabin Kumar comes on.
Sabin Kumar Nongale.
And replacing John Bista.
Jersey number 8, John Bista, replaced by jersey number 18, Prasun Tamang.
Prasun Tamang and Shabin Kumar comes on. Now, can this change the fate of this game? Have Shabin Kumar and Prasun Tamang brought luck with them. Bijay. And on to the loose. Bigyan. Goes to the left once more. A clever ball. Chesting it down. Subhash Bab. He's changed flanks. Pushed to the right now. Now the cross had no pace, no power. Now Mohammad Mitu Chaudhary is complaining something. Ismail Mahin goes down now. The Mormon Sporting goalkeeper. Now this is a moment that carries real tension. The last line of defense momentarily fallen. And in a game this tight, even a pause like this feels significant. And nearly reaching the 85th minute, play halted. The Bangladesh keeper receiving treatment. An anxious wait for them. The Guardian under scrutiny. For Nepal, a delay, but also a reminder. The chance may still come. Now let's hope he's all right. Ismail Mahin, and because the final moments demand clarity, is back up on his feet. Mohammad Yusuf given a yellow card. Now free kick goes Bangladesh's way. Now the game already entered its most decisive phase. Deep into the decisive moments. Chance now not just to relieve pressure but perhaps to seal it. Another player from Philadelphia Union, Declan Sullivan, to come on. A right back, one of the three Sullivan brothers. Shumon will also be brought on. A double change from Bangladesh. Shumon will add energy down the wings, and Declan Sullivan will see him for the first time in action. On loan from Philadelphia Union Academy. Delco Sullivan. He plays for FC Delco Academy. On loan from Philadelphia Union. Here is his brother, Ronan Sullivan. He's done it once for Bangladesh from a free kick against Pakistan. He's got the goal mouth mapped in his mind. One deep breath. One moment to secure it. Blasted it over the top. It's been an off day for Ronan Sullivan. Declan Sullivan urging the crowd. Just a minute and a half of regulation time left. We are almost at the end, but not quite at the answer. Bangladesh holding on. Every clearance now a step closer to the final. Nepal got to throw fire on all cylinders. One last surge for survival. The story strains towards this conclusion. Fatigue meets pressure and decision making becomes everything. Over the top from Sullivan. No nonsense clearance. Subhash Bam. Is this the end of the road for Nepal? After a brilliant show in the group stages, they've topped Group A with a couple of victories and a draw. Yurjan Shrestha given a warning. Free kick for Nepal. Prashant Mokhtan. Can he come up with some quality? Good deep delivery. Mohammad Yusuf clears. And a shot from distance. Pushed away by the goalkeeper. That was a lovely hit from outside the box. And now Bangladesh trying to cut loose. Ronan Sullivan. Great intervention. Prashant Mokhtan, lovely work. Six minutes of additional time. Mohammad Yusuf Ali down again. This was the clearance. A towering header. Went for the volley. Blocked. It was a shot from far out. Well watched by Ismail Mahin. It came through a crowd of players. Never easy to spot those. Six minutes to hold, to endure, to reach the final. Saw a smile from Mark Cox. He knows there's not much time left. Prevents that from going out for a corner. Nepal running out of time. Nepal throwing everything forward. One last push to survive. Through the legs of Declan. Now Declan Sullivan, the right back. Takes one look up. Searching for his brother, Ronan Sullivan. Now Bam. Defending in numbers, Bangladesh. Ronan Sullivan. Ronan Sullivan twisting and turning one way then the other. Used his outstep. I couldn't find his teammate. Oh, solid recovery. Alex Shrestha puts a break on his run. The attack is still on for Nepal. Subhash Bam saw the gap, went through it. Not his day. A bad day in the office for the Nepalese skipper. There you go. There was that space between those two. went through it. Difficult really to keep the composure under such tremendous pressure, especially with time running out. Story still leans one way. Nepal running on hope, Bangladesh holding on to history. This is a setup outside the box. Still falls to a red shirt. Last ditch defending from Bangladesh. But they haven't cleared their lines yet. The story clings to its narrow line now. The fans are sensing a victory. They know they are close to a spot in the final. Unmarked. Release it for Sullivan! And that's kept out. Unbelievable. Inexplicable. Sri Suman Shoren. And how could he miss that? And how that stayed out? Well, well, well. This game never ceases to surprise. The last 30 seconds. 20 seconds now between Bangladesh and the final. Time almost spent, hope almost gone. Ronan Sullivan holding up play, buying a foul. This will do for Bangladesh. Declan Sullivan. Declan Sullivan finds Ronan Sullivan. Could have sealed the game, but the angle was very acute. But Bangladesh have a corner. This was Declan Sullivan. Sensational pass. Hema Nurbu. Good work from the Nepalese skipper. They'll buy some time here, Bangladesh. Sheikh Sangram. Will this be the last play of this game? Declan Sullivan and Ronan Sullivan. And that is that. Bangladesh are through to the final. They held, they endured, and they have their reward. An early goal and a lead, defended with heart, discipline and belief. Nepal pushed, they searched, but the answer never came. Bangladesh resolute, relentless, and now the finalists. One goal, one difference, one destination. So at full time, it's Nepal 0, Bangladesh 1. Mohammad Manik, the goal scorer. From effort to endurance, Bangladesh take their place in the final of the SAFF U20 Championship 2026. And that's the end of the road for Nepal. They have held their nerve, they have held their line, they have held on to their dream. From the group stage to the brink and now beyond it. A team that grew, that believed, and now stands one step away from glory. And they did not just defend a lead, they defended a dream. And for Nepal, it ends in effort, in heart, but not in reward. They gave everything, but found no way through. But listen to the noise. See the scenes in the stands. Feel the release. This is what it means to reach a final. One goal guarded like gold, and now it carries them to the grandest stage of all. In knockout football, it is not always about how you play, but how you endure. They came with belief, they leave with destiny inside Bangladesh. From resilience to the final. And Nepal will leave head bowed, and Bangladesh gets to glitter in one of the most shimmering stage of all. But Nepal will miss sidle away, head bowed. Yet another defeat in the semi-finals. This man will be happy, Mark Cox. Team played according to his plan. Wasn't on the touchline, but the message very well conveyed among the players. Inherited that attacking brand of style, and they started the game in a grand fashion. Something which Nepal mustn't have expected, and Yurjan Shrestha and his boys taken by surprise. We all expected it to be a tactical game, the first 45, but Bangladesh could have sealed it in the first half itself, given the amount of chances they created. And no such clear-cut scoring opportunities for Nepal, apart from a couple of times they got closer from a free kick. And Pemba Nurbu, he stood tall this evening in between the sticks. Another semi-final coming up in few hours. It's going to be the defending champions, the Blue Coats India, who will take on the Dragon Boys Bhutan. And it's going to be another cracker of a contest. And that's the confirmation, the announcement of the player of the match. It's Mohammad Manik of Bangladesh. The man who scored the win. Couldn't stay on, but he's done the job. Truly rewarded with a goal and adjudged the player of the match in the semi-finals. A victory well deserved. Their second clean sheet of this competition. One of the meanest defense. Conceded just one goal in 3 games. And they reached the final on a high. Let's see what's gonna be like when India play Bhutan next.
Congratulations, you won a sport in the final. So how was the overall match?
সর্বপ্রথম আমি আল্লাহ তাআলার কাছে লাখ লাখ শুকরিয়া যে আমরা ফাইনালে যাইতে পারছি। এটা আল্লাহ তাআলার কাছে লাখ লাখ শুকরিয়া। এটা ম্যাচটা ছিল আমার মায়ের জন্য, আমার মা অসুস্থ তো, আর তাকে আমি এটা উপহার দিছি। সো সবাই দোয়া করবেন, আমরা ফাইনালে জানি আরো ভালো কিছু, ফাইনালে আমরা ট্রফি নিয়ে দেশে যাইতে পারি ইনশাআল্লাহ। দোয়া করবেন।
Thank you.
And he dedicates this man of the match award to his mother, Shizil. And now the fans will gather to click photographs with the future heroes of Bangladesh football. What an evening for the Bangla Tigers. And this is how the game ebbed and flowed. The first semi-final between Nepal and Bangladesh in a buzzy evening at the National Football Stadium. This was Murshid Ali with the first attack of the game, and Nazmul Faisal dragged it wide. And Bangladesh kept coming at Nepal. And those three combined a set-piece masterclass, a dink at the back post, and a decisive touch from Mohammad Manik, who opened the scoring for Bangladesh. His first goal of this edition of the SAFF U20 Championship. He scored in the past for Bangladesh at the under-17 levels. And this was Mohammad Yusuf all by himself. But Ronan Sullivan, the flag went up against him. At that stage, it seemed Bangladesh is going to be a goal fest. The floodgates might have opened up. A constant threat from the wide areas. Donovan from the right, Shongram from the left. Pemba Nurbu kept busy. This was an attempted shot from the outside, but the angle was very, very acute for Subhash Bam. Sujan Dangal tried to pull the trigger, but was quickly closed down. Then another cross came in towards unmarked Nazmul Faisal. Over the shader. And then this one, Faisal. A brilliant goalkeeping from Pemba Nurbu to keep him at bay. Relentless pressure from Bangladesh. And Nepal simply didn't know where to look. This was Murshid Ali with another hit. And the first half entirely belonged to Bangladesh. This was a deep delivery right onto the roof. That's how the second half started. Nepal managing to win a few set pieces, but couldn't make any of them count. This hit from distance was a promising one. And Mohammad Yusuf turned it away. And then in the end, it was cleared by Sheikh Shongram. A long-range try from Siddhant Khatka was turned away by Mohammad Yusuf. And then Subhash Bam with this hit. Way high, 2 over. And Ronan Sullivan, brilliant first touch. Quick release for his brother. As Shumon somehow managed to not to score. And Declan Sullivan, he came on. And both the brothers combined on this occasion, but he was defied by Pemba Nurbu. Closed down the angles. That was the last goal of the ties. Bangladesh with a place, with a spot in the final of the SAFF U20 Championship 2026. And now see who joins them. We'll join you later. Goodbye.